Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing.
Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video we are going to be making some delicious cookies to celebrate National Cookie Day, because National Cookie Day is today. We are also on Vlogmas Day 4. I hope you guys are enjoying the Vlogmas content so far. So I'm going to do these cookies a little bit differently. Number one, there's a bit of a shortage here in chocolate chips. Well, I haven't been able to find it anyway. So I got these cool little chocolate orange mix that I'm going to try. So there's like little fudge, orange flavoured fudge pieces with dark chocolate chips. So I want to put them in it. And then I also have some regular cookie dough, which I already have made. So I'm going to use that as well. So what I want to try and do is use my cookie cutter shape. Now I have no idea if it's going to work with the dough, but we're going to find out. I have a Christmas tree shape. I have a gingerbread person shape. I have stars. I have loads of stars. I have so many stars, you wouldn't believe how many stars I have. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing today. I really hope you guys enjoy it. The recipe I'm using today is the chocolate chip cookie recipe from Nigella Lawson from her cookbook Kitchen. I have it here, I'll show you guys. Here is the recipe. It's a very easy recipe. And that's the book there. This video is not sponsored, and just the recipe I'm using. I'm a big fan of Nigella. I love how she cooks, and I like how she kind of keeps things simple as well. Keeps the recipes nice and simple and they're not mad complicated. I'm not going to waffle on anymore, I'm going to get straight into the video. So let's make some chocolate chip cookies for Vlogmas Day 4. Let's get started. Okay guys, so before I get started, what I'm going to do is go quickly through the ingredients of what you will need for this recipe. So you're going to need 150 grams of butter, and you're going to melt this butter. The recipe says unsalted, but I prefer salted butter, and unsalted butter can be very expensive. So yeah, basically. And I prefer salted butter. You're also going to need 125 grams of light, soft brown sugar. You're going to need 100 grams of caster sugar, which I have here. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. You're going to need, it says 1 egg fridge cold and 1 egg yolk fridge cold. Now I'll be honest guys, I use the 2 eggs because what am I going to do with 1 egg white? Now by all means, if you want to do it properly, do. I did it before, did it properly, and to be honest I didn't think it made that much of a difference. Now maybe I made it wrong, it's not beyond the possibility. I have a problem with cookies that a few times I've overcooked them slightly, so that could be what it is. You need 300 grams of plain flour. You need a half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, which I have here, and you need 326 grams of milk chocolate chips or morsels. So I have 300 grams here of these. These are sold in 100 gram bags. And then I also got some triple chocolate chunks. So I'm going to throw them in as well. So this is going to make them about 400 gram. So I usually go for about 350, or I may end up throwing them all in, depending on how they look. But yeah, this is a super simple recipe to make, guys. First thing you do is preheat the oven to 150, which I've already done. The oven's preheating as we speak. And then the next thing you do after lining your baking sheet with parchment, which I have, I don't know if you guys can see over here, I've already done that, is you melt the butter and then it'll cool a bit, which I really like, because there's nothing worse when you go to make a recipe and then you realise you didn't let the butter out. You didn't take it out in time and it's rock hard and it's meant to be soft, because it's a nightmare to mix. So I'm going to start off by measuring and melting my butter. So I have 150 grams of butter is what I need. So these are good here because they have 25 gram markers on it, so you can measure the butter in that way. But the problem is I took the butter out of this, so it doesn't line up properly. So I'm going to kind of have to wing it a little bit. I am going to measure it obviously on the scales here as well. So I'm going to pop the butter into a microwave safe bowl. I'll use this one here. I'm just going to rewrap my butter. Now, you just have to line them with paper, but if you like, you can use a little butter on the tray to help the parchment paper just here stick down so it doesn't move when you're putting your cookies on it. But I don't feel the need to, but it's just a little thing you can do. So I'm going to pop this in the microwave. What I want to actually do first is chop it up, because I feel like when you put this much butter in the microwave, it'll it just doesn't melt easily. Also guys, whenever you're using knives, as always, this goes without saying, be careful of your hands. Now, so I'm going to pop this in the microwave. So I always say with this, start out slow, so start with about 15 seconds and go from there. Go from there depending on the strength of your microwave. Okay guys, so my butter is pretty much all the way melted. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm going to give it a little stir here. And I need to weigh out my sugar, so really there's a few little lumps, but by the time I'm sure I weigh out my sugar, the rest of it will have melted. So I'm going to pop that to the side for the moment. So I'm going to measure out my sugar. So I need 125 grams of soft light brown sugar. And 100 grams of caster sugar. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows in the rain. Now, and I've left my butter there to cool. Yeah, that butter's fine, it's not too hot. So I'm just gonna pour this in. Yeah, I'm just gonna use a spatula because I want to make sure I get all the butter out. Doesn't matter, it's Christmas in my heart, and I can promise Santa's coming to... Now I am going to use my electric mixer to blend this because it does say to beat it, so whisk. And I would highly recommend using one of these if you have it. And if you're thinking of buying one, I'd also highly recommend it. So I'm just going to beat the sugars and the butter together. Now, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand, you and me. Doesn't matter, it's Christmas in my heart. And next we're going to add the 2 eggs. Now what I usually do is I crack the eggs into a different bowl just in case you happen to drop a bit of shell, because it's going to be much easier to get out of here than it is in that bowl of mixture. So I'm just going to crack the 2 eggs in here now. Now, just want to rinse my hands. So you have your vanilla and 2 eggs, and then add them in. And then what you're going to do is you're going to mix it till it's light and creamy. And the good thing about as well about this bowl is the butter was in here. So the egg is just sliding right out. It's not going to stick right into the sides. So I'm just going to mix that now together. So you're going to mix it till it's light and creamy. Now guys, I'm just going to pop this off to the side for a second. Now, and I'm just going to put into this bowl my flour and bicarb, because they have to be added slowly into the mix. So I need 300 grams of flour. Are you just around the corner or in Kathmandu? Now I'm just going to make some more room here, guys. And a half a teaspoon of bicarb. Still I wish you the merriest Christmas. I hope it will be all that you dream. I just want to mix this together just to make sure the bicarb the bicarbonate soda is well combined. Now I'm going to bring back my main mix. Okay. And I'm going to start slowly adding in my flour.
From the ground up, a beautiful wife, 2 kids, and a dog pup. Still sometimes I wonder if you're near or off yonder, though I couldn't tell you why. But wherever you are.
Now you could at this stage as well use a wooden spoon or a spatula to mix this, just to fold it in, but I prefer to use the mixer. Now, and this is where I'm going to add in my chocolate chips. As you can see with this recipe, it's quite wet, it's not really holding together. So what you would usually do at this point is scoop the cookie dough onto the baking sheet, which is fine. But if you want a more solid cookie dough to make shapes and stuff, and what is recommended is you leave it in the fridge for about 30 minutes before you bake it. So I actually have some cookie dough I've made in the fridge already, so I'm going to go and grab, that's the plain one. It's the same recipe, I just used plain chocolate chips rather than these ones. I'm going to go grab that and we're going to try and make the shapes with them, with the cookie cutters that I already told you guys about. So check back in now in 2 seconds when I have that ready, guys. And I'm going to pop this one into the fridge for now. Okay guys, so this is the cookie dough that I pre-made. It's been in the fridge. This has a mix of dark milk and white chocolate in it, and you can see here just as I'm unrolling it, it holds its form a lot better. It's been in the fridge. It was frozen originally and then it was in the fridge because this freezes really well. So let me just dust down my surface. I just don't want it sticking to the counter. Now this is just the plain flour. And I just wrapped it in some cling film. So what I would usually do is I usually wrap it in this shape, and then I just slice off the cookies I want and put them in the oven, and I find that very easy to do. I'm trying to get a little bit of flour here just to dust down our surface. Now, and I only want to use a little bit, I just don't want it to stick, but I also don't want to change the consistency of the dough itself. I just want to put enough on it just so it stops sticking and that I can roll it out. One thing I will say about this dough, guys, as well, is it does spread out in the oven. So do be aware of that when you're making it. Make sure you leave enough space between them. Now guys, as mentioned, I've never done this before, so it could all go horribly wrong. But we're gonna give it a try. Yeah, what I am actually gonna do is I'm going to make sure all the cookie dough is lifted after I've rolled it up from the counter. Because it seems to be sticking there.
We're still here with our family and friends.
Now, cookie dough is a very wet dough, so do be aware of that if you're trying this. Now, if it turns out that I can't do this with the cookie cutters, I will just go back and put scoops on and we'll use it that way. Now, I might try with a smaller one.
Still here for another Christmas. When it all comes around, what could be better than the sound of your loved ones' voices as they gather around the tree, children happy as can be, wondering where Santa Claus is. Ain't it something to be grateful about? Let's be grateful we're still here. Oh, we're still here for another Merry Christmas. And we're still here with our family and friends. Yeah, we're still here with a chance to make things better. We're still here for another.
We got some weird looking stars there. And some ginger bready people, cookie people. So I'm gonna pop that off to the side. And I'm gonna grab this next tray. And honestly guys, I think I'm just gonna use the rest for, I'm gonna do one more row of stars and then I'm just gonna make regular cookies with the rest. Okay guys, we're at a slightly different angle because my camera died and I need to get this stuff into the oven. So we're gonna keep going. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do a row of stars and then the rest I'm just gonna do regular cookies. Because to be honest, this is very difficult for it to, for me to get them out of the mold. As you can see, half of them they're falling apart to take them out. So, I don't want to waste a load of time doing this when they're just gonna turn into a blob on the tray. Now, I'm hoping that they'll hold their shape when I cook them, but they're cookies, so it's very likely that they won't. So that's also why I don't want to invest a pile of time into cutting out these stars.
First for you and me, the snow is falling down and the storm is on its way. But as long as you're around, everything will be okay. 'Cause all I want.
Now, what I usually do with these cookies is I just use a scoop for them. So I'm just going to do that now.
I longed for this moment to have you for myself in a cabin out of nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we perfect. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Another year went by, but the difference this time is that ever since July, I've been happier than I have ever been.
Now, there also is, guys, an exceptionally high likelihood that these will all spread out into one and be a giant cookie. And, you know, that's what happens, that's what happens. Then I have these, and I have these, and I'm now going to pop them into the oven for, it says 15 to 17 minutes, but I'm going to check them after 10. And I'll check back in with you guys when they're done. I have them here in the oven. You can see them there. I'm actually going to check them after 5 minutes because they are a lot smaller than the cookies I usually make. I may even check 3, but definitely 5 anyway, because I don't want them to burn and they are very small. So anyway, for now, I'm going to clean this up and I'll check back with you guys in when they are cooked.
Spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I longed for this moment to have you for myself in a cabin out of nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated.
Now, what I'm going to have to do now is also get the small ones off the other tray. I suspected they did kind of merge together, but not too bad. Nothing we can't fix.
And oh, this time of year we come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim Christmas is a magic day.
Guys, I wish you could smell these right now. They're absolutely, they smell delicious. So these are the bigger ones here, and they're still, yeah, they're still soft in the middle, but they still continue to cook down as they cool. So you can see the star ones were just, to be honest guys, it's not worth the extra time it takes, because they just explode. And these are the gingerbread people. Now, you could probably get away with that if you want to decorate them, but I wouldn't really decorate chocolate chip cookies personally. You could argue that that was a Christmas tree if you were so inclined. So I'm actually going to try one now and see how they taste.
Gather around the fireplace.
Delicious. So good. You want a chocolate chip cookie? This is the recipe you need to make. It's delicious. They're going to be gone in no time. I'm going to have to pack them up. I've got crumbs on my face. I'm going to have to box them up and put them away or freeze them, because otherwise I'm going to eat them. Also, you can freeze these cookies and defrost them if you want to pre-make them. I've never frozen them and defrost them. I have them with the dough, but I've never frozen the actual cookies, so I can't comment on whether or not that works. And in the interest of, you know, control and quality control. Perfect cookie. Chewy in the middle, crunchy on the outside. You need to make these. They're so good. Okay guys, so that is the end of today's video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed Vlogmas Day 4 and our celebration to National Cookie Day. I hope you guys are enjoying the Vlogmas series so far, and I hope you're having a great holiday season. Me and Mr. Max here want to wish you a very happy holidays. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, a great weekend and a fantastic week ahead. I hope to catch you back here tomorrow for the next day of Vlogmas. Now, I'm off to have a cookie. Talk to y'all soon. Okay, love y'all. Bye.